Assembling and linking a PIC program. Now that the basic form of an assembly language program has been given, the next question is, how is it created, assembled, and made ready to run? The steps in creating an executable assembly language program are outlined. Okay, so we see the diagram there. We'll come back to that. First, we use a text editor to type in a program similar to those that you've seen. In the case of PIC microcontrollers, we use something called the MPLAB IDE, and we'll get to that, okay? Which has a text editor, an assembler, a linker, a simulator, and much more, all in one software package. And there's an old version that we will probably be using in class, and there is a newer version of MPLAB, and it's available to run on several platforms, but we'll get to that. It's an excellent development software tool that supports all the PIC chips, and the good thing about it is it's free. Mini editors or word processors are also available that can be used to create or edit the program. Some widely used editors are the MS-DOS Edit and Notepad in Windows, which comes with all Microsoft operating systems. Notice that the editor must be able to produce an ASCII file. For assemblers, the name files follow the usual DOS conventions, but the source file has the extension ASM. The ASM extension for the source file is used by an assembler in the next step. So we started with the editor program, now we're looking at the assembler program. The ASM source file containing the program code created in step 1 is fed to the PIC assembler. The assembler converts the instructions into machine code. The assembler will produce an object file and an error file. The extension for the object file is O. The extension for the error file, which contains many syntax errors and their line numbers, is ERR, E-R-R. The error file can be viewed with any text editor. So we could see those in the diagram, and this outlines them. Assemblers require a third step called linking. And you can see the linker there, the linker program. The link program takes one or more object files and produces a hex file, a list file, a map file, an intermediate object file, and a debug file. The hex file has the extension hex, the list file has the extension LST, the map file extension is map, the intermediate object extension is out, and the debug file extension is COD. And you can see those there along the bottom. After a successful link, the hex file is ready to be burned into the PIC's program ROM and is downloaded into the PIC trainers. And again, we'll get to that. We'll see that. The MPLAB IDE, a Windows-based program, combines step 2 and step 3 into one step after the program has been typed. So the next thing we will look at in the next video is looking at each of these files types that are created.